coast to coast, it's your hosts, the Lombardi Leap and Mersey FB. This is Beyond the Frozen Tundra.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, the Lombardi Leap, here with Mersey FB. Let's talk about Packers football. And it seems like Murphy's Law was in full effect. That is, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. And it went wrong pretty early, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, but we still were in pretty full control of the game up until minute 55. And then
I do believe it's actually minute 58.
Okay, it all kind of went downhill after that. Jordan going out early with the concussion in the second quarter, definitely not ideal. In college, that play is targeting, just an FYI. I don't understand what the ref discrepancy is there. And yes, Jordan Love ducked his head.
Barely. But that's anybody's reaction, just to brace for impact. If he didn't duck his head, he's taking a helmet to the chin or neck. Yeah, and Bears fans getting upset about that, it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, or celebrating the injury too is wild. If you don't want to rough the passer, don't run head first, chest level. Don't try to spear the quarterback.
Who's their defensive coordinator again?
Oh, Dennis Allen. Yeah, he was on the Saints Bountygate staff.
Yeah. Look, and 2 weeks in a row here, we're dealing with these dirty players. Hufanga got fined last week for his crap with Hufanga got fined last week for his stuff by when he pushed Jordan Love's face into the ground.
Right, I remember that.
And there was some other stuff that went on that game that you're kind of no, maybe shouldn't do that. And then the Bears come out and it was kind of funny though, the special teams play where he jumps on top of everybody and crowd surfs.
Yeah, that was pretty hilarious. Can't do that.
But it was funny.
Robinson will tell you that you can't do that, and then
it was funny. I'll give him that. But they were doing a bunch of stuff that was super chippy, unnecessary.
Even Montez Sweat, final play of regulation, sacked Malik Willis, threw him down hard, ended up injuring his shoulder, so he's not super questionable, or he's questionable heading into next week. But man, I love that this team has solved backup quarterback with Willis, and you don't feel any sort of anxiety with him stepping into the game. You still feel confident with Malik Willis as your backup quarterback.
I mean, yeah.
9 out of 10 times we win that game, even though with
True.
Willis. Willis steps in and we win that game with him. It is also important to note, no Evan Williams, no Zach Tom. Fitzpatrick tore his Achilles. We were down to pretty much we were down a lot of people.
Yeah, I mean, I won't count Jenkins because I think Sean Ryan is playing way better than Elton Jenkins.
Again, I'm not even talking about Micah, Tucker, and Devontae, who have been out before we even played
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get
even
what you're
before
coming
that. So
my big thing is this, okay? I know you had this whole thing about Malik Willis. And I do think that Malik Willis could potentially be starting somewhere to a team that understands him, but
give him to McVay and watch magic happen. I don't know.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, it's actually not a bad idea. But that's not my point here. One of the things that the Bears fans say were oh well, we were missing our top 2 wide receivers. I'm sorry. Last year, if anybody criticized the great DJ Moore, you would be burned at the stake. So is DJ Moore just a bum now? And Cole Kmet, I didn't you guys. They praised him.
They still have Loveland too,
and Loveland, yeah, exactly. So it's not like they didn't. It's not like they didn't have 3 very good targets for Caleb Williams. And I'll give you that. Okay, if you want to say, well, we didn't have Rome Odunze and we didn't have Luther Burden. Okay, all right. Well, guess what? We didn't have our starting quarterback and starting right tackle. I think that's a little bit more important than
And we've been playing without our starting tight end for like 5 weeks at this point.
yeah, no kidding. Like, give me a break. I just I don't know. And if any of the Bears fans do, they want to say, "Well, the refs are on your side." Look, man, I will say this: if you, this is the mentality I've adopted when it comes to the refs, and I've said this to you multiple times. I expect the refs to be bad. I expect the refs to be bad for both teams. I don't give a rip. Like 99% of the time, anybody who complains about the refs, it's just loser mentality. So that's why I don't complain about the refs. I don't care. I know we joke about Micah Parsons getting a hold. Like that's the 0.1% of the time. But at the end of the day, there are so many other factors in which you can influence to not lose the game. Like we'll get into this later. Special teams. Oh my goodness. Uh, but like just kind of looking back here at the game, obviously we lost 16-22. Packers pretty much controlled the entire game, like you mentioned. We now slipped to 9-5. Fortunately for us, though, the Lions lost today, so the Packers just have to win one of their next two games, and they're in the playoffs, probably as a 7th seed again. The Bears are 11-4. They only have though 2 wins in the division, one against the Vikings and one against us, which is kind of crazy. But they are first in the division because of a better record. I mean, legitimately, everything went downhill the last like 3 minutes of the game, right?
Especially, yeah. I have a little soapbox to get on later, but you can
I mean,
outline the game.
yeah, I mean, like Jordan Love went out with a concussion. We haven't had any updated on that yet. Hopefully, we'll hear something. We're recording this Sunday evening right now to kind of keep it fresh, keep the emotions fresh here. But he went. I haven't heard anything Sunday. Matt LaFleur did a press conference. No real update there, but it just kind of sounded like it was good news, I guess. But Malik Willis is hurt there. I did like Emmanuel Wilson. He ran. Unfortunate. Josh Jacobs had a costly fumble. I think that one of the biggest things that like I want to talk to you about is what's kind of going on in the red zone here? Like you can't go. They went like 0 for what? 0 for
They
4,
went
0
0
for
for
5.
4 in the first half, I think.
Yeah. And that was a 4th down turnover, a fumble, and then just settled for 2 field goals, right?
Yeah, I'll have to go back and watch a lot of like the red zone plays to see what exactly is happening over the past couple of games to see to see the inefficiency. But trust me when I say Matt LaFleur is aware of it. Like it's not like he's willfully ignorant of this. He knows they're trying to fix it. Where was I going? I want to go back to not a red zone issue, but once Malik Willis had to step in the game, this is an example of where this play works with Jordan, but not quite with Malik. Remember that 20+ yard completion to Luke Musgrave?
Yep, I knew exactly what play you're talking about.
Yep. He had Christian Watson open across the middle of the field to his would have been his left. He just never got off of Luke Musgrave as his read. Had that have been Jordan, that's a touchdown. Like he's throwing that ball to Christian Watson and Watson's walking in because there wasn't a defender within 15 yards of him.
And like that is the difference too, and that's a great point. When you bring a backup in for Malik Willis, who is different, he's asked to do different things. Malik Willis is typically asked to do 1, maybe 2 reads. If it's not there, buddy, we know you got
Take off
legs.
and
Look
run.
to take off.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's the Justin Fields playbook.
Yes.
Is your first guy's
Absolutely.
not there? Okay, look to your second. If not, run.
I kind of jokingly said, I was talking to some other people too, and I jokingly said, I'm like, well, what happened was they basically took Caleb Williams and put him on the Packers.
almost, yeah.
I mean,
I do think Caleb is a better quarterback than Malik Willis, but
he should be, but like again, I'm not trying to be a homer here. I do think overall, who do you think played better though? Like realistically speaking.
Malik Willis was more efficient. He threw it less.
He did throw it less, but I mean,
But man, I gotta say that Caleb that game-winning touchdown throw was nice. Like that was a special throw.
I thought that, and then I rewatched it, and he was staring him down.
Oh, it was kind of like the only receiver.
Yes, he was staring him down the entire time, and he had to look to see. And like so, right after it was DJ, right? DJ Moore got off the line.
Mm-hmm.
He was open right away, and so
Okay.
Caleb knew he was going to be open off the line because Keyshawn Nixon was playing soft
toast.
coverage because again, like I understand why they're playing soft coverage. They're supposed to stop the big play, but he didn't even get any hands on him or anything like that. I would have taken a DPI at that point.
Yeah,
Whatever.
I would have said, hey, if you're beat that bad for a touchdown, save the game. Just take a DPI.
And that's my thing with Caleb Williams, and I've said this is like I think he is a very athletically gifted quarterback and who's going to have moments, but until he learns to anticipate a defense, it's going to limit him, unfortunately. Which again, and you see that happening specifically in the fact that Xavier McKinney dropped another interception. Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's frustrating at this point, isn't it?
Oh man. We can't get a turnover to save our lives, even when it's gifted to us.
Couldn't even get a
Multiple times.
sack.
No. Well,
We came real close a couple times, but
that's Caleb Williams though, too.
Mhm.
Like I will say this. Caleb Williams has great escapability. He does that whole Murray Scurry thing, spin move, gets out of stuff, which is honestly props to him for being able to do that. That's very, very good there.
speaking of sack, this is a bit of an elephant in the room, but I kind of would like to take a moment to defend Warren Brinson with
Go for it.
the face mask penalty.
Yeah.
Did he beat a double team on that, or was it just Drew Dahlman?
I mean, either way, beating Drew Dahlman is
Yeah, either
pretty
way.
good, I think.
He gets pressure on Caleb. Drew Dahlman then pushes him in the back, kind of forcing him out of the path he would like to take. And because Caleb is just such a slippery quarterback, he reaches his arm up as he's getting pushed and kind of grabs the first thing he feels. And that happened to be his face mask. And as Drew Dahlman was pushing him, he pulls on the face mask.
Yeah.
Not
just
like it's I want to applaud him for still playing through the effort, like playing with effort. One of the few defensive linemen who do on our team. Had he have reached, like, you can't arm tackle Caleb Williams. So
No, you cannot. And yeah, it was just an unfortunate thing. Like it was it was a great move off him coming off, and like I've been impressed with how well Warren Brinson has been moving here. It is going to be interesting to see how things keep going. Like I said, guys got to step up here with Devontae White's unfortunate absence.
and because of that face mask penalty, he didn't play a snap in overtime.
Which was insane.
As your best pass rushing defensive tackle, even though he made the mistake, let him redeem himself. Like, put him out there.
But Riley did have a good game though too.
Riley did have a good game.
Riley had a very
Even
good
though
game.
last week I said his time in Green Bay was done, so apologies. Whoops for that one. But
I thought so too.
I was like, I think they should play Quentin Bohanna more.
He was inactive. I was really surprised.
Is
that
it just
he
him learning
wasn't active.
scheme, or is he still like
Maybe he's not practicing well, but he's still on the roster.
still
So,
on
I
the
don't know.
roster?
I don't know.
He's a guy you want to keep on the roster, like him and Nas. Even though you're not going to play them super often, you want to keep them on the roster because that kind of beef is rare.
Yeah, it is. It is super rare there. I want to go back to the red zone issues. I know you said like obviously Matt LaFleur is aware of it. Like the first red zone mishap was Jordan canned the play, and everybody's like, "Well, Jordan did can the play, but
What did he can it to, a run or a pass?
pass. He canned it to a pass." But here's
Okay.
the thing. Guess who the running back was?
Josh Jacobs,
No.
Wilson,
Nope.
Brooks.
Yeah.
Oh
So-
wow! The defense could have seen that coming from a mile away.
Yeah, if Brooks is in there, and then they're obviously not going to really give Chris Brooks a run play there because they very rarely do that. It's obviously going to be a pass play at that point. So I think that was my thing, and I understand like Jordan Love definitely saw that C.J. Gardner-Johnson was on Christian Watson. Like, duh, I totally get that. I totally get wanting that matchup. I prefer that matchup with a little more space to the end zone, not necessarily in the end zone. The other one was like, obviously Josh Jacobs had a fumble, and then they settled for 2 field goals, which you can't do that.
They threw a possession catch to Romeo in the end zone too, and it got broken up by Tariq Stevenson.
Yeah.
I just can't remember if that was Malik or Jordan.
I can't remember either. Either way, I mean, Romeo Doubs has to catch that. Like, that's what he's known for. And I'm not trying to be hard on him because I think you can be hard on him.
I'm sure he's more than hard. I'm sure he's hard enough on himself already. So you don't want to beat him up for the game, but
yeah. And I know you spoke about how Warren Brinson didn't get to play in overtime. You know who else didn't get to play into overtime?
Romeo hurt his wrist allegedly.
Yeah, Romeo Doubs didn't. That's a good one. Josh Jacobs.
Oh yeah, he didn't play much of the second half.
Not really, no. And
they rocked with Wilson.
Yeah, which I do understand that, and it is kind of, I don't know, man. Like, is there a slight controversy going on with that, you think? Or what? Because Josh Jacobs is due money. And Emmanuel Wilson you could probably get Emmanuel Wilson for cheaper. I don't know. It's kind of something that's bugging me. I mean, the beginning of the year, I would have said, nah, they're going to keep him for at least one more year. But I do think maybe they approach him about restructuring.
I mean, I think Jacobs would be the type of guy who would agree to restructure, but
I do too. And that was
we
my
said the same thing about Aaron Jones, but
Aaron Jones didn't want to restructure the second time.
Okay.
To be fair, he did the first time, but not the second time. So I get that. I completely understand that. I think Josh Jacobs just needs to get healthier. Overall, though, I think we should talk about the other elephant in the room, and it's an elephant on the offensive line. Jordan Morgan.
Okay, outside of that one play, I thought he played really well. Even though he gave up 2 pressures, I thought he played really well.
It started off a little shaky, but it did get better.
You see the vision with him at tackle.
Yes, yeah. I mean, the hand thing was an issue at Arizona. Yeah, it was. Like, and it was kind of a funny looking sack, too. I'm not gonna lie. Jordan Morgan just got absolutely bulldozed, and he was down and out. And like, I don't want to see that happen, but it happens.
Would it happen to Zach Tom? No. Would it happen to Rasheed Walker? Probably.
And that would be after he got a chip. It would still happen. Oh wait, it did. Last time we played the Bears. Crazy. Which again, this is my other point too here. Who's the other guy that lines up opposite of Josh Sweat?
Montez.
Or sorry, yeah. Montez.
Austin Booker.
Yeah. And Austin Booker was outside of his nasty hit on Love, like he was pretty much contained the entire game whenever he lined up on the other side. Why is it? Okay. Riddle me this, Batman. Why is it that everybody talks about how great Sheed is, but on that play, everybody's looking at Jordan Morgan getting beat? Oh, the first round pick getting beat. Why isn't there a chip on that side? If Josh Sweat's on that side, Josh Sweat is. I'm sorry, I'm going to get Montez Sweat. Josh Sweat is a
Played
Cardinal.
him earlier this season too, but different team.
Yes, Montez Sweat is better than Austin Booker. Would you agree with that?
That's very reasonable to say, yes.
I feel like that's a very reasonable thing to say. And he's getting chipped whenever he lines up on Rasheed Walker. Why isn't Jordan Morgan getting a chip when Montez is over there? Because everybody's like, oh, look at how well Rasheed Walker played. On that play that Jordan Morgan gets blown up, Rasheed Walker gets a chip on Austin Booker. He can't take Austin Booker? Are you serious? And everybody just wants to look at Jordan Morgan, who, again, bad rep. Bad rep. Already acknowledging that. But the man was basically stuck on an island the entire game. And it was a little shaky. He does still look awkward on the right side. He's definitely a left tackle. And I do think this game kind of outside of that one rep, if you actually look at the whole tape, here's what you will see. And I saw this again. This is I went through every pass rep against the Denver Broncos. And on 99, I want to say just about all of them, 99% of the pass reps, Rasheed Walker was getting a chip either from a running back, a tight end, or a wide receiver, while the right tackle was getting nothing. That was Zach Tom last game. This game, same thing. I haven't gone through all the pass reps yet. Probably do that later. But on quite a few of them, Rasheed Walker, again, getting a chip from a wide receiver, a running back, or a tight end. Meanwhile, the right tackle is stuck on an island. You're, in essence, like Jordan Morgan is basically a rookie because he missed all of last year on injured reserve. So you're sticking your right tackle on an island by himself after moving him around all year in one of the biggest games of his life.
Generally not a good idea.
Yeah. And you're not even giving him a chip here and there. But he played well. And I do see the vision there. I think there's a lot of potential for Jordan Morgan. There's obviously some things you got to clean up, but some of those things are just going to come with actually playing football in your appropriate position. And that's going to be him moving back to the left side next year because they're not going to replace Rasheed Walker as much as you and I think they should, and they need to because they want that comp pick. Because you gave up a first-round draft pick for the greatest pass rusher of our generation, most likely, which I'm fine with.
Is it a comp pick this year or is it a comp pick next year?
It's a next year. It'd be in the 2027 draft, yeah. So it's because it's based on if you sign free agents, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really see the Packers diving into free agency at all unless it's like bargain bin stuff after everybody's gone. But
not for an offensive lineman.
Not for an offensive lineman at all. No. They'll draft and develop those. All in all, though, I was happy with Jordan Morgan. I think there's a lot of potential there. I do think, again, he's a left tackle. That's where he should play. That's what he should do.
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple of clips too where they'd show Malik Willis just standing in the pocket and Morgan one-on-one holding his guy for 3, 4, even 5 seconds at a time.
Yes.
So.
Oh, yeah. I was overly impressed with what he did. And I think that the Packers should be happy at the development there. I mean, you're scoring 16 points, which was unfortunate. But I do think the win played a big factor in that. And because the win played a big factor, it's going to limit what you can and can't do. And on top of that, your starting quarterback going down doesn't help at all.
Yeah, that's our 4th lowest point total of the season. Highest in a loss, though, which is nice.
For you, like, what are your biggest takeaways from this game here? I mean, I have a couple thoughts here, but I want to hear yours first.
Well, my biggest takeaway is that either Haddon just like walks around in practice or something, like he wears a blindfold. And that's why they're still marching Keyshawn Nixon out there.
Which I don't want to beat a dead horse with that, but
hey, I will.
I don't know, because Matt LaFleur talks about how well Hayden practices too, so I don't get that.
Yeah. This is not quite beating a dead horse as it is reminding us, or not, God, how's the most eloquent way to phrase this? Basically reminding you of this massive issue. No matter how good this defense is, it is always limited by one player. No matter how good this defense is or how good it can be, it is limited by one player. And at what point do you say, okay, this guy has logged like 4 career NFL snaps, but what game did he play most of? Was it the Minnesota game?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
It was a Minnesota game.
He came in the Minnesota game, played well against Justin Jefferson.
And I mean, their quarterback wasn't good,
season.
But
huh?
I said their quarterback wasn't the greatest, but I do hear what you're saying. I mean, they did talk him up, like I said before. They talked Hayden up, said, "Man, he's made so much progress." Like, you can't tell me that
I
you're
also
happy
like.
with the way
I
Nixon's
don't care
playing.
how much progress he's made. He's bigger and he's faster than Keyshawn Nixon.
He really is.
And that's
Yeah.
if Keyshawn Nixon was what? How tall is he? 5'11", 5'10", 5'11"?
5'10", 5'11", yeah.
If he is an even 6 foot, that is a pass breakup on the final play.
Yes, it is. Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree with you. He's just too small.
I don't know what he ran in college, or if he ran in 40, like on the 40. But he's on tape. Would you say like a 4.48 guy?
I don't know.
That feels quick for him. Like he ran. You think he runs like a 4.5?
Well, it looking at his RAS score, it says he ran a 4.42.
Oh, what? Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
If he's a 4.4 even guy, that's a pass breakup on the final play.
Well, okay, maybe I do believe that. I do believe that because I'm just looking at his 10 and 20, because his 10 and 20 splits, because he's not good in the short area at all whatsoever. 100%. He's not good. And he did recover at the last minute, but he's just small. He's just too small. Like, that's his problem is you've reached the point where he's like barely 5'10", and he has shorter arms and smaller hands. Like,
You just got to play Kamal Hadden at this point. Kamal Hadden was a great SEC starting corner for Tennessee.
That is true. That is very true. I completely forgot about that.
So you just got to see what he has. We know we're drafting a corner round 1. Or not round 1, early for us.
Round 2. Round 2.
How
or
many
3
corners
latest, but I
are
think
we
round
drafting in this draft? That is what you need to figure out over the next 2 games with Hadden. If you play him and you're like, okay, you're not confident in Hadden, all right, then you're taking 2 corners. If you are confident in Hadden as ideally your corner 3, sure.
I'm still taking
You're only taking 1. One more thing. This is a bit more praise here. Javon Bullard, said it earlier in earlier episodes, I'll say it again, has really stepped up and emerged this year as a star. Like, he is a great defensive player.
Justice Mosqueda is a D1 hater of Bullard, though, by the way. I will say that.
I do not care. Everyone else appreciates what he said, what Bullard, or how Bullard's playing. Morley, Andy Herman. There's so many other people.
Yeah, if Tom Brady, though, specifically calls you out multiple times during the game and talks about how much he loves you as a player and how well you're playing, I'm going to go with Tom Brady, a quarterback who knows the game, versus some beat writer. No offense. Actually, I don't care. Be offended.
Yeah.
Tom Brady, both the Bears games that he has called, has specifically gone out of his way to talk up Javon Bullard. So if that doesn't tell you how well Javon Bullard is playing, then I don't know what will.
That draft of Coop, Bullard, and Williams is really looking good, eh?
If Morgan pans out, yes. And if Morgan pans out too, Brian Gutekunst, I might owe you an apology.
Mm-hmm. No, even if Morgan is like okay, still,
yeah,
it's fun. Like, it's a great draft.
I mean, you got Cooper, who's really good. Evan Williams.
Since the bye week, Bullard has gotten increasingly better in coverage. The Bears game, he allowed less than 25 yards.
Yes, yeah, I believe this last game he only allowed 3 catches for like 15 yards or something like that.
Yeah, and he was playing out of position. He's normally in the nickel. He was asked to play safety. Did that extremely well.
Yes, yeah, very, very well to say the least. Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna have to do a write up on Bullard and start handing out apology forms to people.
Oh, one more Nixon thing before I forgot. I forgot to mention it. The game tying touchdown. He messed up the communication with Hobbs.
Yes, he did. And somebody was like, well, Hobbs fell. And I'm like, well, he fell because Nixon messed up the communication.
Yeah, he fell because he saw Nixon go forward. And then Hobbs is like, oh, I got to get out of here. To me, like, that's supposed to be like banjo coverage. Outside corner goes outside with the outbreaker, and the slot corner goes inside. Like,
yes, that's what it's supposed to be.
Not a complicated thing. Like, yes, you're showing man coverage at the line, but just
You gotta
say,
go out, man.
yeah, just say, hey, this guy goes this way, I got him. This guy goes that way, you got him.
Like that's the whole point of Halfley system. It's mirror match. You can go into man, or you can go. It's mirror match zone man. You can go into either there, and
It's
like
just so
Nixon just
frustrating.
completely botched up a very very simple
So
thing.
frustrating. I
Yeah.
mean, also like there were like miscommunications in the game earlier too. Cooper missed an assignment, which led to that long Manungai catch.
Yeah, I do remember that. Who was that? Who was that on? Technically, was that on Cooper then, or not Cooper? Was that
Well,
on Quay
Cooper,
not communicating?
I think Cooper was trying to hear from X or
Hmm.
Quay. Quay was blitzing, but it is Cooper's job to carry the running back, and he was just on the wrong side of the formation. So I don't know what happened.
It was pretty goofy.
Yeah, it was pretty goofy. So just
A lot of
made
stuff was
Cooper run like a sprint to catch up to Manungai, but
a lot of stuff was goofy that game though. I mean, a lot of stuff reared its ugly head against. I mean, and the two major things.
it was like an exact replay of 2014. The
I don't
one
want to talk
against
about that. No,
the Seahawks.
no, my PTSD.
Yeah. Hey, but hopefully we get it out of our system now, and then come the playoffs, which we should be in. We'll be
94%
better.
chance. Either beat Baltimore or beat Minnesota, and you're in. But if you win out and the Bears lose 2 games, the Bears lose out, you could be the 2 seed or the 3 seed, which would be nice. I would like to have a home playoff game, but you know, Packers always got to find ways to make things difficult for themselves, especially when it
Yeah.
comes to the playoffs.
Yeah.
But
And
as
I'll-
of right now, I'd have to say if I'm a betting man, which I'm not, it looks like we're going to be the 7th seed again.
Mm-hmm. And one last thing, and then I'll let you let you talk about your takeaways from the game. I mentioned that mantra of hard to kill. Didn't show that last game. Well, for like 58 minutes we were there, but and then the two minutes or the last 2 minutes of regulation and then overtime, that just completely like left.
Yeah, it
The-
stopped.
so-
They were hard to kill until the very end, and they're like,
Yeah.
I'm done. I can't
And
do
then they got taken
I'm
out
tired,
back
boss.
and shot.
Yes. I'm done.
Anyway, what were your takeaways from the game?
So, I like originally after the depression of losing, I actually came away with it as like there were a lot of more things that I felt were positive than there were negative. I do think we're going to be all right. I was like, even though we didn't get a sack, like they were still pressuring the quarterback. Like some of the stuff I was worried about outside of the cornerback room and special teams, like it performed with a par. Like we were pretty much running the ball at will. Here's how I took it as. I took it as if I am watching these two teams play, I'm more worried about the Bears than I am the Packers. And what I mean by that is, like, if I'm the Bears, like, yeah, I won, but is this like should I be proud of this win? And like you guys can like the Bears fans, you can call me a D1 hater. I don't care what I don't care. I'm trying to give you an honest assessment here. If I am the Bears, I am concerned because your offensive line is good, but
A Michaelis Packers team like controlled you for 58 minutes.
yes, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. You can sit there and say all you want. It's without X, Y, and Z wide receiver, but that wasn't entirely on missing your weapons. It was on Caleb Williams there. And there's something to be said, like I said earlier, is that Caleb Williams has to see an opening to throw an opening. He doesn't anticipate yet. That's the first thing. Second thing, if I'm the Bears, I'm worried about is that defensive line is not good. It is not a good defensive line at all whatsoever. And playoff football is completely different football. Like, it's harder. We're talking one and done, best of the best now in the playoffs, going home. And I feel like the Packers definitely took that mantra of, all right, next man up. We're not going to make any excuses here. Next man up. Jordan Love goes down. Malik Willis, next man up. Zach Tom's not ready to go. Next man up. It's Jordan Morgan. Evan Williams can't go. Javon Bullard, You got to go play safety. Nate Hobbs, I know you started off rough. You're going back to the slot. Next man up. A lot of these guys genuinely performed up to the standard, I felt like. And that experience that they're garnering right now is going to go so far. It's going to go a long way as you move into this postseason, whoever we end up playing. So while like the last 2 minutes, special teams, we'll probably have a conversation about Rich Bisaccia. Like a legitimate.
I don't think we have to. I think that, like, yes, he's made mistakes, but a lot of the times too, it's just like players. Is
it him or is it an organizational thing? That's kind of the question.
It might be an organizational thing. Of late, they've played better, but the Romeo Doves, like, that's a player mistake. You could argue that there were some personnel issues earlier in the year with special teams, like the whole injured McManus thing.
Yeah, how that was handled, I agree.
How that was handled was bad. The missed block for the Dallas field goal thing.
Yeah.
That was more on Musgrave than it was on Rich. But,
well, I mean, realistically, like if you had even if you had an average special teams, there's a good.
Yeah, it's a good chance we're like 12-2.
Exactly there. I do think there's a lot to pull away that can be positive here for you, especially given just how insanely beat up you are as a team. Like, you're incredibly beat up there. And I know every team has injuries. Again, I'm just specifically talking about the fact that Jordan Love wasn't playing in Zach Tom. Like, again, I'm not saying all those other people aren't important, because they are. You know it, I know it, but the two most important guys that weren't out there, okay, three if you want to count Micah Parsons, but I won't count him, were Jordan Love and Zach Tom. And that dramatically limits the ceiling of this team. And it was evident, unfortunately. Like, I do think Malik Willis can go start somewhere. We can talk about we'll have an episode at the end of the season where we'll talk about all the free agents, whether or not you think we can or should bring them back. Obviously, we're on to Baltimore here now. There is no rest for trying to get to the playoffs here. It's on to Baltimore. And if they lose to the Patriots, it's a Baltimore team that may not have much, if anything, to play for. So, Packers got to keep that mantra of hard to kill and just kind of dust off the Bears' defeat and move on to the Ravens. That's all, folks. Until next time, go Pack, go.
To Packers fans coast to coast, thanks for going beyond the frozen tundra. We appreciate you tuning in. And as always, go Pack, go!